name is Rob Bredow. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at Lucasfilm. ILMxLAB is the immersive entertainment division of Lucasfilm. And that means everything virtual reality and augmented reality or mixed reality, anything where you're going to experience being inside our world, ILMxLAB is involved with now. So it's a great hub of technology and storytelling people and sound people and engineers and everything it takes to make these experiences from end to end. So my involvement with ILMxLAB, me and Vicky Dobbs-Beck, one of the other executives there at the studio, were really enthusiastic in taking some of the pieces that we already had, some of the experiences we already had, and forming it into a cohesive group, a part of the studio that could make these kind of experiences. So together we looked at forming this and making an entity inside of Lucasfilm. And now, because I'm doing all the technology management and also helping out on a movie right now, Vicky's running with it, but my initial involvement was helping to get it started and helping make some of the first pieces that we made. Yeah, right now I'm working on one of the upcoming Star Wars movies as a visual effects supervisor. This was all kind of, it's a super fun experience. I mean, who can say no to working on an amazing Star Wars film, especially in a place like ILM and Lucasfilm where we get to be integrated into the whole process. And then this film is being directed by Chris Miller and Phil Lord, who are friends of mine, and we've done a movie together before, which was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So there was I just had to work on this film when the opportunity presented itself. So the days are a little long, but we're having a great time. ILMxLAB really has a very specific focus, and all those things you talk about are things that we certainly talk about: virtual production, high-end rendering, tools for filmmakers like virtual scouting and those kind of things. All those things are all important and all happening in different areas of the business. But ILMxLAB's focus is about premium, story-based immersive entertainment. So where we can take our expertise in storytelling and our expertise in making these kind of very high-quality visuals with the audio that surrounds you, that goes with it, and create something new, that's really the focus of ILMxLAB. And that can be on Star Wars films, Star Wars products, Star Wars experiences, but it's also with other third parties, some of these other partners that we have really close relationships with, whose worlds are worlds that people want to go visit. So we actually have a tool that sounds like it might be similar called vScout, short for Virtual Scout. And the idea is, and we've actually used it on Rogue One and other films since then, we put Gareth Edwards, the director, into a virtual reality headset, and he can use an iPad to navigate himself around through the world, to frame up his shots, but also just look around the set before we go and build it. So in the case of some of the ships for Rogue One, some of the design process was actually done in virtual reality. So we got to a certain point that he could in drawings, and then he got a certain point in a 3D sketch model, and then we loaded that into VR and put him inside it. And his first time in there, I happened to be standing next to him and Doug Chang while Gareth Edwards was in the headset. Gareth was in there a couple minutes, then he said, "This looks so much better in real life." I leaned over to Doug Chang, and I'm like, "Did you also build one of these in real life? Have you mocked this up yet?" He's like, "No, he's talking about the virtual reality right now." So, you know, in just a few minutes, he'd gotten immersed enough in the world where he could start giving notes about engine placement and how wide the doors should be, feeling like he was standing inside the real ship, just because we're, like you say, using virtual reality technology as a filmmaker tool. So what we already have and are using in production is a combination of VR headset and iPad for navigation. When you're in VR, you have a field of view and a stereo vision, just like you do in real life, of course. That doesn't necessarily map one-to-one to a film lens. And so you can do a virtual film lens in that VR environment, but that's kind of getting a lot of layers going at the same time. So what we've been doing right now is we have in this one tool called vScout, we have a full iPad navigation where you put the VR headset on your forehead and you can navigate on the iPad and look around in 2D and frame up your shots and save bookmarks and say, I like this angle, I want to use an 18mm lens, I want to use a 22 over here. So you can scout your world that way. And then when you want to be in the world and just look around, you can put the headset on. So we have this kind of hybrid mixed environment for filmmakers to explore their world.